Happy time zones, it's your bird, Haven the Raven, and welcome back to Amalur on Nostalgic, where I go through this game that I've played way too many times in the past, and see if it still holds up. We're kicking things off with the Ordo quest today, and then we're gonna head into Amara. I'm gonna have to remember to make a few different saves for Amara. My medallion's better. I guess I can dismantle that. Okay, I could technically dismantle all of that, but I'm getting a little close to full. Oh. Hi. So I want to destroy my junk. And up here. Ordo isn't a long quest, I don't think, because this might look like a long distance, but I can try. If I just run past everything, I can traverse that in like 30 seconds. The longest part is going to be killing all the Mergen. And that Banshane. You need to die first. There we go. Now that I've done that, the rest of you can follow suit. How delightful. Look, Mr. Unlucky. Okay, there are 2 stones of autumn in here. Hey, Fen, what are you doing? Are those the last 2 stones of autumn? They are! Okay. So, yeah, this is a pretty important ruin. Fen, what are you doing? Well, I have no trust for this. Where's the sprites?
And you did find it. And that is your curse? The Arathi are gone. Upon these shattered ribs of early cities, they've left no mark. No name, no prayer, no secret word, no promise of return, no warning cry, no tale of a lonely death. What message might they have left, scratched in this antique stone, soft as a dusty grave? The peace of the Arathi returns the lifeblood of magic. They are the ultimate deceivers, the opposite of that which they appear. I saw their true form revealed there, a horrible, chaotic monstrosity, as foul and terrible as I once thought wondrous. My entire life spent chasing this dream. There was the truth before me. We are alone. There is nothing to save us. No greater things than the things we wreak.
Yeah, this person, or the person who was recording the Autumn Stones, very clearly not of sound mind. The Arathi are gone. Oh, they must have been monstrous. Ma'am, I'm fairly certain what you saw was an Iskaru. If you have to go with chaotic and monstrous, probably an Iskaru.
Keep to the open passages. I understand.
Neither of those are gonna help me at all. Oh, for... mic going off. I'm so sorry about that. My dog just, relieved himself on the floor.
It is as I feared. The door to the great chamber has been locked and warded. Give me a moment and I will see what I can do.
To his credit, he did try to cue me.
It would be a pity for our journey.
Problem is, he tried to cue me in the same way he usually begs for treats. Why are there so many Mergen in Alabastra? Like, they suddenly became the favorite enemy of the developers. Hi! I was just spawned on top of. Okay. Up here. Seriously, if this place is sealed, why are there so many Mergen in here? And why are they capable of fighting? I did see your message, Jan. Hello, how you doing? Sorry, this just started off, Is it a little on the nose if I say shittily? Hello, Mara.
Ordo, you have returned, and you have brought a companion. I see many things, but never did I foresee this. Welcome, new friend. It is a pity, for you I mean, that Ordo's hunger for a brighter fate has so clouded his judgment. You are so innocent, sweet Ordo. It pains me to do what must be done, and to have your friend witness it. I am Mora, Watcher of the Weave. This world, this tapestry of time, it is composed of many threads, each in its place. And then there's you, a loose thread. Gask and his pet sword Cryamore bound me to this chamber, fearing what might happen if I ventured into their new kingdom. They will learn soon enough. I've been trapped in this magical ruin by the Tuatha. I suppose it is a compliment that only the strong magic of Wekkenai can hold me here. This thread in time that has brought me here. I see it now. It has brought me to you. The Tuatha have trapped me in this ruin, my home, aware of my true power, but ignorant of my wrath. You see, Mora Chalin does not forget. I need the strength to break the curse, and will do anything to escape, even if it means draining the life essence from this poor wretch. Regrettable, but it is the only way. Now, I shall take Ordo and consume him as fuel for my revenge. As for you, stand aside or perish. Gask sealed this ruin with the blood of the dead, and the spirits of the Fae fallen. It is cursed, and I with it. The place I once called home, now my prison. To break the curse, I must draw strength from the life essence of another. Ordo carries the power I crave, but not for much longer.
Yeah, you don't get to have one of the few innocent Winter Fae left.
You wish to fight Mora Chalin where she is strongest? So be it. The Tuatha cannot yet know my wrath. You will.
You are getting stunlocked. Really? Y'all just decided to come right up here? I should take out the band chain before I talk to Ordo. What?
Thank you for defeating Mora.
Okay.
I am lucky to be able to walk the lands yet another day longer. You have my blessings. I think I will meditate here a while and think on what I will do next. I am forever grateful.
Okay, Ordo does not care that there's a band chain right here. Like, no cares given. I'll collect the last autumn stone and be on my way.
And so here you are, imprisoned in the magic of these fey stones, to live eternally in a drifting stream of song and echoed voices. Your body long decayed, your family and friends lost to the passage of time. Adrift in these chaotic swirls of cacophony, you would spend your time yearning to be free, but knowing that with that freedom comes such a pathetic nothingness that even this stone prison is preferable. The gods can keep their fool's world. I will make her own.
Yeah, that's not exactly the ramblings of someone of sound mind. I'm actually curious, because lore stones have a brief description of the story. A voice lost in the magic of the old lore of the lore stones. Okay. So there's 5 Amara stones, 2 more winter stones. I might actually have to come back for the Bale stuff, because I think if I'm not careful, that can make me unable to acquire some dialogue. Alright, I'm just gonna book it. Fen, what are you doing? Hey. Enough of that. I don't know what you're doing, but that's enough. Alright, so Amara. Oh dear. I'm sorry, how much damage did I just take from that? Damn. I made a mistake by coming near you. Oh well. Oh dear. But any dialogue past the House of Vengeance, I believe it. Yeah, Vengeance, because Sorrow and Pride have already been dealt with in their own ways. Anything past vengeance, I'll have to be careful with. And here is where I make 3 saves. Because I don't want to accidentally screw myself. We're just gonna run for now. Canrain. I don't remember what's in Canrain. Alright, alright. Literally on top of this lore stone, but we can play. I think Canrain is literally just exploration.
You foolish mortals, listen well to advice in this tale of atrocities that we will tell. Horror awaits the fools who fell and languish behind arcane veil.
Okay. I'm just trying to sneak by and get these.
Of old they sung, but now a god proclaimed enchanting song. They worship on their earthen sod, and bow their heads and pray and nod. Another name to bear their wrong.
Actually, a little bit of lore that I completely forgot about until just this second. None of the Tuatha are technically doing this of their own volition. They're all under the influence because Prismeer has mind control properties. I completely forgot about that little bit. Or at the very least, it acts like a narcotic.
The flames of warlike engines roar and quake through heaven's path. In Gadflow's name they battle more. And then, despite the peace of yore, will murder neighbors in their wrath.
Okay. Have to pretend I don't see the person over there. Yeah, have to pretend I don't see Sidon, I think. 'Cause I think that's Sidon. Sidon is protected, so that shouldn't be... It shouldn't be too big of an issue that I am leaving him alone. I know that as soon as I start anything... Most of Amara is gonna have to be explored after I beat the game. Unless I want to go off on these side adventures.
They left you helpless and without hope, among the barren plains or searching for food on mountain slope, and finding only gallows rope. And then you thank them for your pains.
I'm just gonna not for now. Okay, that's also Canrain. So technically I could use that to bypass the front lines.
Are yours to choose, and the evils they put out. One to kill you without a ruse. One you're merely tools for their use. Either way, a foolhardy seat.
I think there's one Stone of Winter in Bale. Fen, what are you doing? I love my dog, but he can be a kind of a problem sometimes, sweetie. And now he's back under the table. Are you just looking for a good place to nap, or what? Nice try. And then I can fast travel real quick to Canrain.
As the sun is to the forest, Tirnoch is to the Fae of winter. Some embraced this new god, this break from the great cycle. Others hid in the darkest of places. Gatflo spoke of Tirnoch, and the Prismere emanated its power. It is a source of magic and hatred. It no longer slumbers beneath Amethyst. The unbroken horizon of the winter is now the fiery haze of destruction.
Ow. I think most of the Bitter Frost actually died here. Oh well. Yeah, you're definitely protected. There's no way you'd have survived that if you weren't protected.
Far behind you. Neither of us saw any sign of Aelin Shear or Ventrinian. A scout on the ridge above saw the two Arthur mounting for a counterattack. You should hear what he has to say before we move on. If you'd rather not wait, talk with Agarth. Time is of the essence. Careful. This is worse than I feared.
A scout up on the ridge. I don't see a scout. I think the scout died.
Good to see you here. Ready? I am. But there hasn't been any sign of Aelin Shear or Ventrinio. Damn it all, I knew we couldn't trust her. You're right. At least now I don't need to worry about when she's going to betray us. Just how she already has. Right now, we just need to get through to
hey, Elfarian!
and kill the cur.
Elfarian? How am I supposed to pronounce that? How you doing?
He's the closest thing vengeance has to a leader anymore.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Thank you for the lurk.
Consumed with hatred, that he's little more than a beast. If you're going to get into Bale, the cur has to die. We'll go as far as we can. Whatever is happening in Bale needs to be stopped as quickly as possible. Listen, you're more powerful than I ever was. If anyone can stop this, it's you. When you kill the cur, you go into Bale and stop Gadflow. If we get separated, I'll keep fighting to keep an escape route open for you. Now go! Stay on guard.
Alright, and here is actually where it's possible to get, soft-locked. You need to book it for the House of Vengeance.
Looks like this is it.
If you don't, you can get locked out. Because it's only actually open for a little while. Oh dear.
Looks like this is it.
There we go. Okay. And I'm just gonna rely on autosaves here.
Onwards. We're nearly there.
Really hoping nobody redeems rewind right now, because if I save here, I run the risk of fucking myself. Granted, rewind is a very expensive redeem.
Another victory.
But it has been redeemed before, so... It's not exactly outside the realm of possible for me to wind up having to deal with that. I'm just gonna let them fight that. Because if anything's gonna soft lock me, it's going to be, them getting too far ahead. How are you not dead? There we go. Okay, who's left? Just you three, huh? I can deal with three. Oh, hi! Glad I took out everything else before you showed up. Forgot there was a troll in here. I don't know why, considering the Tuatha love their trolls, but I forgot there was a troll in here. Anywho... Oh, pfft. I think the Alfar ally died. Sorry, Sidon. It might be possible to come back into the House of Vengeance later, but I'm going to operate under the assumption of no and just try to speed through. Because I've been soft-locked at 2 points in here. One where I was unable to access the House of Vengeance at all, and all of my allies despawned. And once where I was unable to access Bale. And I don't want to risk either of those, honestly. Which is why I'm just relying on... I don't care. Auto saves for now. Really? Alright. I'll just take all. Junk, claim. Oh, pff, not what I meant to do, but okay. Works all the same. And now into Bale. I'm hoping that I'm not soft-locked. I shouldn't be. But there is always the possibility of not being able to access a door. I don't even use bows. Why was I comparing that? Okay. Not soft locked. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna delete 2 of these. And save this one. Bale, the last region of the game. Well, outside of the 3, mini dungeons that I have yet to accomplish, or yet to complete. And make no mistake, I have to go through those before I continue on into Mithros. Or well, I'm going to be completing those.
Being able to join the battle, Ventrinia was something of a hassle. He attacked me. It was only a matter of time before his greed got the better of him. The closer we got to Bale, the more obsessed he became with Tiernok, and with harnessing Tiernok's power, just like Gadflow did. That's why he had to be stopped, and why we need to talk about our mission. Betrayed you? Never! You forgot the mission when you died. We're running out of time. I'll explain as we go. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
Alright. And Aylin's explanation is something that only happens once, so I have to be careful about when I collect lore stones.
The winter court was still as fallen snow as the jester danced and capered. Juggling knives and torches, he sang to his lords and ladies, but none smiled. Not an eyebrow raised as the snivelling jester imitated the king, not even when he took the crown from his head. Because this was the day that Gadflow murdered the winter court. This was the day the Tuatha were born, and our people became a sacrifice for Tiernok.
Fighting at your side, just like the old days, before you died.
Yeah, her dialogue's easy to miss. Let me just do that to stun y'all. Ow.
You and I carry on a duty that has been fulfilled for centuries.
Really? Can I get her to repeat it?
It's no time to dawdle. You're the one who stepped forward to stop Gadflow and the source of his power. Even though fate said you were doomed to fail. This time, fate cannot control you. But I expect you to succeed. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
Can I trigger it again? No? Damn it. Why did I just junk a healing potion? But basically, that's the whole gist. The whole gist of it really is Aylin and our character, prior to the events of canon, were members of an order dedicated to keeping Tiernok imprisoned and a secret.
Since the Alabaster Wall was young, the beautiful bone-white forest was a place of peace and meditation. No piercing birdsong nor heated word could find its way between the branches. Quiet thought prevailed until Gadflow shattered our land. The Tuatha's crimson axes chopped the forest for arrow shafts, and Tiernok's Prismere spires rose up to consume what remained. Now our forest is shattered, and screams of warfare fill its boughs.
Yep.
When Gadflow's army arose, we recognized Tianok's tainted influence. Only a force like her could warp eternal creatures like the Fae. So you came to infiltrate Alabastra, find Tianok, and seal her away forever. And you used Ventrinio to get in, under the guise of being his assistant.
Yeah, Canon Fateless One was quite the schemer. Okay, we're just gonna start blasting. Because you can knock Aelin out of her dialogue.
If you couldn't stop Tianok, she would use her pawns to fully escape her prison. And the world would be her new plaything. You had to try. Even though the Fate Weavers said you were doomed. As always, the Fate Weavers were right.
The greatest heroes of winter have always fallen from the Vale's pale boughs, from Pietra the Keen to Hulgan the Hungry. When the Tuatha claimed dominance over us, heroes arose to defend winter. Gadflow laughed at their challenge and called up Tiernok's wrath. In a second, our most loyal heroes were impaled by Prismere spires. Our heroes were gone, never to be reborn, and our people succumbed to Gadflow's madness.
Alright. Bale, stone. Yep, okay. There, I was correct. There is a stone of winter here.
When I found you in Dalentarth, when I saw you had come back to life, I wasn't sure how much you remembered. I couldn't be certain you would keep our secrets. I considered killing you then and there. Nothing personal. You would have done the same to me. But then I saw what you had become. I saw the new powers you wielded. And I saw how useful you could be.
And we wait right here. Because I'm not about to trigger another one of Aelin's. Oh, fuck.
I knew you were our only choice. So I helped you continue your mission to stop Tianok, even if you had forgotten it. But over time, I realized you weren't the same woman you were when you died. You were more. You were better than the heartless commander I had known.
Well, the Heartless Commander you had known, was more than a day old. Or a week old, or something? I think, okay, this is day 132. If we're saying that a month is about 30 days here, 30, 60, 90, 1, we're about 4 months old right now.
In happier times, the winter court would come here to bathe in the colors of the midnight gardens. Night violets and pale moonflowers blossomed on a field of bluest grass studded with frost. When stars aligned, the aurora borealis danced for the queen herself. But now the Tuatha have crushed the gardens and planted only corpses. The fruit of their tortured garden is only blood red.
And so, instead of an arcane age, Gadflow would have an endless winter. Not the winter of the Fae, but of Tiernok's making. Gadflow has seen the visions of annihilation, of a blissful void across the world. It is not the will of Own, but against nature. The ageless decay of our people has become a weapon against yours. You, the Deathbringer and Siegebreaker, the usurper of fate and twice born, must become the Godslayer.
I forgot that was directly talking to us there, too. Chan, hello! How you doing? Sorry that I, missed you earlier. I see you, Tuatha. No, we stay here, because I don't want to deal with Aelin getting stunned out of her dialogue.
Last time you came here, you were destined to die. This time, your destiny is up to you.
Glad to hear you're doing well. I'm a little tired because my body decided that I wasn't allowed to sleep much last night, and my dog decided that he did try to cue me, but the way he... Oh, ads. Okay, fair enough.
At long last, Gadflow has crushed the Winter Fae, and his Tuatha rules us utterly. No longer are we reborn into this world, unless his god Tirnoch wills it so. This monster has crushed us, and our kind shall pass from this world.
Back? Okay.
Our memories might yet last. When Gadflow is gone, and his god is left for another people to ravage, I may be freed from my tomb, and then I may share what dreams we made. It is the only immortality any of us may hope for now.
Yeah, my body decided that I was not allowed to get much sleep last night, and my, Fen did try to cue me. Unfortunately, his cues are not specific, and I thought he just wanted treats. So today started a little rough. Hopefully it'll get better. But, spoilers for Endgame Amalur, cause this is quite literally the last section of the main quest.
We have a chance to finally complete our mission. Let's put an end to Gadflow before his bargain frees Tirnoch on the world.
And off we go.
This must have been a lot for you to take in at once. But I need you to be clear on who you are and what you need to do. A lot has changed since you were here last. It isn't going to be as easy this time. And last time it killed you. Oh, she's a creature with incredible power. A dragon. But she is no simple lizard in some child's tale. She has a power rivaled only by the gods. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Alpha sealed her in the Amethyst between this world and the world of magic. And there she went mad. As her prison weakened over time, she was able to tempt Gadflow into helping her gain enough power to break free. And if she escapes fully, it will mean the end of all mortal life. Tirnoch's revenge for tens of thousands of years of imprisonment. That's why people like you and I have dedicated our lives to keeping Tirnoch's secret from the world. We were supposed to keep Tirnoch hidden from the world. Anyone who learned too much had to die. But when Gadflow found her, you were the one who volunteered to kill him and seal Tirnoch away once more, even though you were fated to fail. It took every trick we had to get you here the first time, and you still died. I don't know if you plan to be resurrected, but knowing you, I wouldn't be surprised. Everyone who knows the truth of Tirnoch will be dead, and Tirnoch will be sealed away once again. We can return to our duty of keeping the knowledge secret, assuming that's the life you want to return to. But if you refuse, then I'd have to make sure you never tell the truth about Tirnoch. Of course, I'd rather it didn't come to that. But you would have done the same. Huh. I have more important things to do than love. And so do you. But I do trust you with the fate of my world. It may not set your heart aflutter to hear it, but it'll have to do. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
Yeah, whatever organization the Fateless One was part of first time around is definitely very cult-like. But at the same time, they didn't have anyone capable of killing Tirnoch. And if Tirnoch did get loose on the world, that would have been a problem.
You don't understand, do you? The power of Tirnoch has rewritten the fate of this world. Crumble, child of dust!
I mean, you're welcome to try and do something, Gadflow. But, we both know you're a joke.
An illusion. Something's not right. Where's Gadflow hidden himself? If Gadflow isn't here, then he must be hiding further underground. Someplace closer to the source of the Prismere. Definitely. The war's not over yet. Whatever bargain Gadflow made with Tirnoch, it's about to pay off. When that happens, the world will not be spared her wrath. Let's go.
Because nobody was capable of killing Tirnoch until we were resurrected. If anybody ever did go to her, they would quite literally just be food for her.
Tirnoch is held captive deep in the Amethyst, but her prison is weakening by the moment.
And because of that,
I feel you here again.
that's why the secrecy was important.
Full of fate. What have you brought?
I mean, technically speaking, yes.
Tirnoch's eyes are
It's because of the way we died. She killed us, and in doing so, completely severed us from fate. She did that with the intention of us coming back here and using that fate power to set her free. We are the final key to her prison. Problem is, by the time we get back here, we very much don't want to die to unlock her prison, and we are a lot stronger than she is.
You've used your power well. So much potential. Let's have a taste, shall we?
Oh dear. This is one of the more messed up.
poured out a part of the fates you've stolen and turned it against you. Perhaps it is not inaccurate to think of her as a god.
Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna regret it later. This is one of the more messed up mother-child relations in gaming. And I am actually just grabbing everything here, because I know for a fact I can't get back here. I've tried.
I have been imprisoned here since before your kind emerged from the dark. But now, my freedom draws near.
What do you Would you stop that?
We cannot let Gadflow free Tirnoch.
Okay. Come over here, collect the Prismeer dust.
Godflow's prayers weaken this prison, but he is not the one who will set me free.
Don't listen. You're the only one who has the power to stop her.
Back down here.
When you first came to me, death was your only fate, but I was better this way. And you were so eager to play your role.
Unfortunately, she forgot that children very often surpass their parents.
Chose this? What does she mean by that?
Really? Yeah, we're definitely about to make her remember. There's... Hey, Aelin!
This way.
I gave you freedom, and now you have returned to grant me mine.
Only you have the power to reseal Tirnoch inside the Amethyst. I must keep the secret of her existence from the world. Once Tirnoch is pushed back into her prison, these caverns must be sealed.
I'm pretty sure we just outright destroy her and not just seal her away.
That is excellent. After all that you've done, it would have been a shame for you to die a second time. If you do escape, I will be watching you. And know this. Anyone who learns the truth of what happens here, I will silence myself. Go. Stop Tirnoch from fully entering this world. But remember, my blades will always be at your back. Let's go.
Yeah, Yes, our character's ex-girlfriend was just threatening us.
There's no turning back now.
To kill Aelin? She's a protected NPC, so no. And she also doesn't show up, I don't think. Or show up again after this.
Sacrifice yourself and seal the fate of your world.
Okay, so this is the last time I get to, save. Yeah, Aelin is a protected character, and she doesn't even show up again after this, I don't think. The weird part is, I'm pretty sure that we just outright destroy Tirnoch here, not seal her.
Amethyst lies beyond. This is where the dragon will breach the veil.
Come forward, mortals. Behold the birth of Tirnoch. Attend your final hour.
My fate does not lie beyond those doors. You alone may change what is to come. Go!
The walking animation looks so weird right now.
Welcome back, mortal. How How does it feel, I wonder, to return to this place? Does the pain of your death still linger? Can you feel it echo through the air? And now, in this place, you shall witness the birth of Tirnoch, the destruction of the Alfar, and the dawn of the endless winter. Comes Tirnoch the powerful, Tirnoch the merciful, Kuala Fela Tirnoch, Kuala Sera Tirnoch.
There's some irony in this.
Tirnoch? Have I done well, lady? Are you pleased? Is it that
You have served your purpose.
But I have so much more to give.
This entire game,
And now, faithless one, you shall serve yours.
this entire game has been leading up to us fighting Gadflow.
To me.
And we only ever get to fight an illusion of him.
You shall free me from my prison.
Yeah, just give me another Splinter of Fate.
Yes! Struggle, fight, and die just as you did before.
Ow. Ow. You next. And then you go down. Yeah, she,
You are nothing but dust. Why won't you? Do you think you can save yourself, little creature?
she's not exactly fighting like a normal dragon would, but she's also trying to harness our power. It's just not going very well for her. As you can see from how quickly I just killed her. And I genuinely don't think that we sealed her away. I think we outright killed her here. Because we did just slam her with her own power.
How could we have known that this would be a new beginning? I wonder now if we should have foreseen this outcome. but who knew then what fate would bring? I would have liked to have delivered this message in person, to see you one final time. That, however, would have been complicated. The order to which I belong had other plans. Were you ever to leave the crystalline fortress? When it comes to you, though, it seems no fate is written in stone. It was only through my assurances that your silence could be counted upon, that either one of us still draws breath. I trust you will not make of me a liar. Were stories of what we have seen to begin to surface in the inns and taverns of Amalur, I would be asked to seek you out. And as we both know, the next time you die, there will be no return. But let us not speak of this. Your life is your own. Go now, and see what fate may bring you, or what fate you may bring. Perhaps one day in happier times, you and I will meet again. Until that day, I remain yours, Aelin Share.
Yes, that was the end of the main story and the end of Tirnoch. You completely eviscerate her, and I genuinely don't think she's coming back from that, like, ever. Because remember, when we were unbound by fate, I've mentioned before that boss fights in this game are an absolute joke. They have to make them gimmicky, because if they don't make them gimmicky, it's over too fast. This game lets you get way too strong, way too easily. If they were Dark Souls level difficulty, then that would kind of force hyper-optimization. Please keep in mind that I was doing easily the most damaging build possible in the game at that point, with the exception of some equipment. Obviously, for things like challenge runs, Tirnoch is going to last a lot longer, but if you're hyper-optimized like I was, any boss fight in this game, except for Avocado, is going to be a joke. And I already killed Avocados. Like, I killed Avocados like 10 parts ago or 10 streams ago or something like that. But, that said, I think the main story actually hits harder now than it did when I was little. I still adore the lore stones. I always thought those were cool. The lore stones were the biggest draw for me for exploring the first time. And they're still exciting, honestly, even though I know roughly what story they tell. At least with these ones, they made it very, there was some passion in there. It wasn't like they were just reading a script. There was inflection, there was... The people who were doing the lore stones tried. They definitely tried, and that shows. The side quests could get a little repetitive, but with the exception of Menethir, because there's always going to be one section that's not as good as the rest, no matter what game you're in. There's always going to be that one section that is not as good as all the other sections. And in this game, that's Menethir. the quests did tend to have little regional stories, or the side quests. I could point to almost any region on this map, and you could ask me what the story for that was, and I would be able to tell you. Which is honestly a huge strength, especially for a video game where, even though it is technically a role-playing game, the focus is on building your character. The NPCs still have a lot to say. Every single NPC that you can actually talk to has an entire dialogue list. And some of them you might never even run across. Or you might never think to talk to. As for negatives, I was playing on very hard. Like, I get that I personally would like this game to be a little more difficult. However, with how easily we get overpowered, I'm just gonna have to nerf myself for challenge runs. And that's a preference thing. That's not really a this game is bad. How long did it, I think it took me like 10 minutes because I couldn't figure out her gimmick. Once you... Keep in mind, I was a kid. But because I didn't know Tiernok's gimmick the first time, I think that fight took me like 10 minutes. And most of that was literally the first phase. Because I had no idea what I was doing. I was trying to hit her without fate shifting her. Which doesn't work. I personally think that some of the themes in this do get a little icky at times. But that does... Is that my fair Gorda in the background? Or is that just something they put in the end credits? I think my fair Gorda just despawned. Anyway, there was some stuff that I found a little icky, but every game is going to have something. I mean, it's possible that this is real time. But for things that are genuinely bad about this game, the only thing I can think of is a few glitches. And a little bit of story crap with the Teeth of Naros specifically. And obviously Menethir, but we don't talk about Menethir. There were some glitches that were present in the OG. Specifically that one soft lock that it is very easy to run into, the one with the soldier in front of the House of Pride. You run into that, you are just outright unable. You run into that soft lock, and if you don't have, and you save, you are unable to beat the game. That is just outright a bad thing. I think that the team that redid this should have optimized it a little better, because that visual glitch where the screen will just go completely white and the graphics will just break, that didn't exist in the original. As far as I'm aware, this is the most updated version. So if they didn't exist in previous versions, they do now. So that is specifically an issue with the remaster. If you get the OG, I don't think you're going to run into that, because I never ran into that with the OG. I ran into that soft lock with the OG, but once you know it's there, it's easy to avoid. So yeah, a few glitches, and the soft lock one in particular being absolutely game-breaking. And the graphics one for Re-Reckoning can make it unplayable, like legitimately unplayable if you don't know what you're doing. I think Athene should have been held a little more accountable than she was in the Teeth of Naros. I get that the whole thing about that was she was doing what was best for her what she thought was best for her people. However, you have a goddess of wisdom literally forcing a guy to be a savage and a barbarian, and venerating him as one of her beckoned, just so that he can die and everyone else can be smarter as a result. There were other ways to do that. Athene definitely should have caught some strays for that one. Gallows End was just peak DLC. And the combat is still very fun and very engaging. Again, boss fights are a joke, but that's kind of hard to do without making them extraordinarily gimmicky. And a lot of the bosses in this do have gimmicks, usually very simple ones, to counteract the menace that is the Fateless One. For example, Tirnoch could not be injured except while in Reckoning mode. Dead Kel will sometimes just go off the map and put enemies on the field. Anakatos also did similar stuff like that, but on higher difficulties, that bastard can also one-shot you with most of his attacks, so he shouldn't have gotten gimmicks. Sorry, I've died more times to Anakatos over the years than to any other boss in gaming, like, ever. I'm probably always going to be salty when it comes to him. Yep. If you're a person who likes boss fights, don't expect anything major from this game. Unless, of course, you don't hyper-optimize. This game... it's labeled as a boss fight. I get that you might find it a little insulting, but they are labeled as boss fights, and they do function as boss fights with the definition of the term. They just wind up being a complete and utter joke at later levels because you get so overpowered so easily unless you're doing a challenge run. Because let's look at here. See, I'm level 40. I have... okay, we're going to actually start a Destiny Defiant. Because I didn't have that for Tirnoch. Plus 5 damage. Plus 5 damage resistance. Plus 1 to finesse abilities. Plus 5% piercing damage. 10% gold, 1% persuasion, plus 1 mercantile, 3% additional crit chance, 5% physical resistance, minus 10% equip requirements. That doesn't matter. There's some bleeding resistance. Plus 5% elemental damage, plus 1 to sorcery abilities. Another plus 5 to elemental damage, and plus 5 damage versus Fae. Obviously, this is all percent. Plus 3% experience, plus 5% gold. Plus 5% to both ice and fire resistance. Plus 1 to finesse, plus 6% to piercing. Plus 1 to might, which doesn't matter. Plus 10% chance to critical hit versus Miskaru. That doesn't matter. Tirnoch was a dragon. Plus 6% stun duration. More experience bonuses. Oh, this one also gives me plus 6% damage, just overall. This one gives me more experience and more elemental damage. This gives me more physical damage and more gold. That also contributed to just how hard I curb stomped Mother Dearest. Plus 10% damage while in Reckoning mode. Plus 10% damage with Fey Blades. Plus 6% mana. Plus 3% chance to steal 5 health. And then that just makes me even more disgusting, but I didn't have that. And then I have all of these buffs. Like, these are all permanent buffs too, and I think everything stacks. And then, of course, there's what's actually on my weapons themselves. What's on my armor, because my armor buffs my damage output too. And then I get plus 90% damage from literally just my necklace and rings. And those are universal damage buffs, by the way. So to be fair to Tirnoch, I'm kind of buffed. Like, I'm getting like 200, 300% damage or something like that. I mean, of course there's a limit to how many buffs you can have. You can only have 3 accessories equipped. You can only have 2 weapons equipped. You can only have a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of armor equipped. You can only have 1 of an individual type of potion active at a time. Of course, you can only have 1 destiny active at a time. Which, oh, there's 34% more elemental damage. Yes, I was the one that made it look lame. You can only have 1 of each Twist of Fate. Oh, and some of these are also path exclusive. You can wind up with different ones. And you can only have 1 of each individual Lorestone set bonus. There technically is a limit. The limit is just kind of absurd. Like, to the point where there isn't even, like, when you look at your stats page, it's just a bunch of random stuff. It's not even, like, your actual outright damage. And, yes, yeah, I'm the one that made it look lame. I'm sorry. So, to be fair to the bosses, I am hyper optimized. Okay, alright, I can't actually do anything with any of these. Oh. Grab that. Oh, right, I forgot you can do that, and this is my room now. I'm actually gonna put anything purple in here for now. And yellow, because why not? Yeah, Tirnock really did not stand a chance. For some reason I can't store that. Inventory, items, I should probably actually repair my stuff. Yeah, as I was saying, as one of the technically negatives for me is that this game lets you get so overpowered it's ridiculous, but that's a personal thing. And if I want a challenge, I'll just do a challenge run where I have to nerf myself in some regard or another.
Well, well, awake at last. You gave us quite a scare. But you're here and the war's all but over. So who are we to complain? I was hoping you could tell us. Sidon and I were fighting a few remaining stragglers when all of a sudden they started this unholy wailing. I guess you must have killed Gadflow, because the Tuatha started screaming and ran away. There are still a few diehards, but they don't have the fire in them, you know? Wasn't much longer before Aelin showed up carrying you over her shoulder. Told me to watch over you, make sure you were okay. She left some kind of note for you, but I know better than to read a private message from the likes of her. There are still Tuatha who refuse to surrender, but yes, the war is ended. You should have seen the parade in Rathir. As for what's next, well, that's a tough question. See, a lot of the soldiers asked me for readings after the fighting ended, and try as I might, I can't see a fate for any of us. Good? Perhaps. Freedom is a blessing. And a curse. If fate truly no longer holds sway over us, only time will tell if it is for good or ill. But regardless of what happens, Amalur and its people remain because of you. And no matter where your path leads, never forget, a person is defined by his actions. Who you are is up to you, and you alone. Go, my friend. Enjoy this world and all of its splendors. You've earned it.
Good morning. Good to see you. They have also allowed me to offer you access to the... I do hope your stay's been restorative.
Apologies, there was a lot of noise and I want to actually talk about these areas I haven't explored yet. Oh, Jake Shuffle, hello! Thank you for the look, I hope it goes well. I'm going to explore these areas. And then... oh dear. Oh, right, I'm actually getting experience again. This is gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna explore Primordia, Canrain, and the Prismere Basin. And then I'm going to do the delicate secrets. And then I'm gonna call it. Because I don't want to actually start Mithros proper. not today. Because Mithros is kind of a doozy. Unlike the rest of the game, Mithros was added with after Re-Reckoning was released. So after the original studio shut down, why? I forgot about the chicken overlords. Okay. I completely forgot about the chicken overlords. Anyway, as I was saying, Mithros, which is this DLC up here, was added years after the rest of this. Like, the rest of this released at least a decade before Mithros did. The original dev team was long since gone, and the, like, there are some voice actors for Mithros that couldn't even come back. I mentioned before that they butchered Agarth's voice specifically because that voice actor passed away. But because of the different team, I genuinely don't think Mithros' story works as well as it should. It is very clearly of a different quality to the rest of the game. And so I don't want to start it really here. I want to actually start that on its own stream. I do think it is actually worth pointing out that the pet flute was added for Re-Reckoning. That does not exist in the original, so that's considered newer. The victory games are also newer, as is this delicate secret side quest. Those are all newer. They're technically part of Fatesworn, which is the Mithros expansion. But I'm not considering them part of Mithros for now because they're more a collectathon thing. And honestly, considering some of the, let's say, individuals who played this game, the Delicate Secret Quest was something a lot of players wanted, let's just say. I don't want to spoil the surprise. And I forgot to check out the victory games thing again. Oh dear. I'll do that after Can Rain, I guess. Or one of these things. Primordia pretty much just exists to be a dungeon you can't get to until afterwards. This was part of base Amalur. I think they did this specifically so you'd have something to use. Like, I think they did this specifically for completionists. Like, Primordia is is the only place in the base game that you cannot reach until you kill Tirnoch. Literally the only one. I think they did that. I think the OG devs did that for completionists. Because I went and did everything I could up until Amara where I hyperfixated on the main quest for a bit because I didn't want to run into any soft locks. However, if you do that, if you just do everything as you go, then by the time you get the final twist of fate, the Destiny Defiant one, you have nothing to use it on. You have no reason to, no way to actually benefit from that twist of fate. The only place that you would have if you'd hyperfixated like I did, or well, if you'd spread out and done everything the way I did, would be Primordia, because Primordia can't be accessed before Tirnoch. Which is why I think they did Primordia the way they did. It might not be a huge and complex area to explore, but it's something you can do after Tirnoch. Which is honestly a really nice detail, because all too many games will give you something for the end of the... Well, actually... No, because most games will just, for the end of the main quest, give you essentially nothing. All you get is game progression. Which is nice and all, but sometimes you want a reward. Why is there a healer in Prismere Basin? What? I'm gonna do Prismere Basin, then Can Rain. And go from there. And kaboom! Boom! Hi. I'm not even sure I can get the full Gaia set. I want to know where the healer is. Why is there a healer down here? Who are they? Where are they? Why did they show up on my map? For the rest of today, I'm going to be running around the areas that I either couldn't get to prior to killing Tirnoch, which would be Primordia. The base game areas that I either couldn't get to before Tirnoch. Doing these two dungeons, because I ran past them. Why does Can Rain... What? I have questions. And then I'm gonna pivot into seeing what the victory games are about and doing the, or one of the side quests that was technically added with Mithros, but gives people something they've been wanting, or they'd been wanting pretty much since the game's release. And I don't want to spoil that one. 'Cause it's... Once you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, of course, but it's not really something you would think about.
Yes, it is good to see another in this place. I could not bear to see all the pain being caused, when I am the one who wishes to remove pain. I tried to help above. When I was attacked by Tuatha, I found shelter here, and now I'm afraid there is still madness above.
Okay, that explains why you're down here.
Until we meet another time.
I was not expecting there to be someone down here. I was really not expecting... I forgot about Tarinda. I completely forgot about Tarinda. Yeah, whatever. I mean, at this point, there's like... Oh, okay. I have to go back the way I came. I have to go back the way I came because that is a one-way jump point. Well, obviously they're all one-way jump points, but that is a jump point that does not lead anywhere I can actually get to. Whee! That is a jump point that leads to where I am, not where I wish to go. There we go! My English was not Englishing. Oh, hi, Twatha. Okay then. Off we go. Are you serious? I ran past this chest. I ran past a chest on my way in. Oh dear. And now I head into Canrain and we see what's over there. This place is going to be a little weird because it has two entrances. But I'm curious about the supposed village that's in here. And hi, quest! I completely missed you. You would be the last quest from the base game, then. Which means you're important. Let me just dismantle everything.
You are no Tuatha. It's been so long since I've faced one not consumed with madness. No, I am not. Not in the heart of my essence. And this they knew. I could not disguise my nature. So I was made to work as you see me here. Oh, what I would give to be free of this place. If that is what mortals call my making, then yes, I am. I would give of my work if you brought the component needed to create something new.
Okay, that's the second blacksmithing dialogue I've run across. Normally, you don't get to see too much in the way of skill-specific dialogue, but when you do, they're always worth clicking.
The Witch Knight Aeneira still keeps this place. Perhaps we could create our own way to take care of that. Kill the two Tuatha overlords and stand guard upstairs. Once they are dead, bring me one of their shattered weapons from their body. You bring that to me, see what I can make you. The price is free if you promise to use the weapon I forged to bring down Witch Knight Aeneira.
Okay. Wow, there's... I forgot how complicated this place was. I know I've gone through there at some point, but I thought it was just another ruin. Oh dear. There we go. That looks like a Tuatha. But they're a quest giver. Interesting.
Who visits me here? For this special task, I can forge one of 3 types of weapon. I will let you choose which one suits you best. So then, which will it be?
I'll take the daggers because I can at least assassinate with those.
Speak with me when you're ready to have the... You have returned with a shattered weapon. Now, right here, brother, just... Yes. And then this goes here. And finally... Ah! Here it is. Do not forget your promise. Use it well.
Okay, so where is Witch Knight Anira? Oh! Did I complete? Hang on. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to assume this is a larger quest.
Please, will you not end my suffering? Only through my death will so many others be saved.
You are not the Witch Knight Anira. Not even Tuatha Deon. Get back, child of dust. Why are you down here? You are no friend to the Tuatha. What business do you have here? Speak, now!
Murder.
In prison? Oh, you make me laugh, mortal.
My purpose is murder.
Here. I see you've been talking to that lackey Beldy. Rest assured, mortal, the only reason I've yet to kill you is because I've grown tired of orders. There is a rare gemstone I could craft, which, when socketed to the appropriate weapon, would be incredibly harmful to Anira. You, mortal, need only to bring me the ingredients. It is a small enough task. And I can see that Belny has already forged you a suitable weapon to which we can socket the gem. You get to keep that head of hand. I can offer you my services in addition to helping you obtain and socket the rare gem.
Legitimately can't.
This is a unique gem that only one so talented as myself has the proper training to craft for you. Therefore, it will require raw Prismia shards, 3 to be exact. Bring the raw Prismia shards to me and I can create the gem.
Okay. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that Anira is unkillable without the help of this weapon. Technically speaking, I could have come into Canrain a long time ago. And because I could have come into Canrain a long time ago... Or, well, not a long time ago, but, before I killed Tirnoch. And the only person you really get to tell about that is Agarth. The game doesn't let you otherwise. I guess Canon Fateless One does not trust anyone more than they trust Agarth. Over here. Mine. You.
Oh, look. It listens well. Here, take this. You'll want to speak with Keftel over there. I cannot take her ramblings much longer. If you tell her you came to help, that just shut her up.
Okay, that's the one that was requesting I kill her earlier.
Either it is finished at long last, and all is lost, or you are an assassin of remarkable skill. No matter how I have prayed for this moment, I beg you, cut me down, quiet me, send me to Ashara. The desecrations I have wrought haunt me. They addle my reveries and tear at my soul. As long as Witch Knight Anira holds her grip on Canrain, we will be forced to do the Tuatha's bidding, and that means bringing harm to others in their name. And this I cannot do any longer. There is another, but I would ask it of no one. A fungus named Saragweth grows not far from here. With it I could create a potion that would let one pass through the magical barrier Anira hides behind. If someone were to rid us of her... I see your heart is set. Bring me the Saragweth. It will be growing in a damp environment nearby.
So the jellyfish room, probably. Oh no, outside. Okay. Interesting. Okay, this is a case of the game not making sense. Because I believe this is actually the north north exit. Yeah. There you are. I'll have to be careful not to tick off the band chain, though. Whoops, not you. There we go. We're just gonna do that. Because I don't want to fight Banchain. And back into Canrain we go. Okay. Why are you alive? Haha. And then, why are there... For a second, there were two Belnies. Why were there two Belnies?
Thank you. Oh, now that which is evil can be done away with. Now to the mortar and pestle with the Saragweth. A dash of powder here, a drop of potion there. Here is the potion. Drink this, and you will be able to shut down Anira's magical barrier. Destroy her, mortal. End this. So long.
Okay, can I talk to you real quick?
Oh, if it's not the lowly mortals, still...
Okay. We're gonna go with Belny's daggers. Let's go kill. The fair folk in general tends to see mortals as lowly. That's part of the reason the Tuatha were even able to exist in the first place. Is it under items? Okay. And then we do this. Kaboom, and bye-bye. And then back to my Feyblades, because my Feyblades are a lot better than those daggers. I don't care about those chests. So we're just gonna go back to the Potion Master here. And then figure out what the victory games are. I'll probably head to Dalentarth for those. Because I don't want to potentially trigger anything weird in Alabastra, of all places. Hello!
It is done then. I free? I can hardly comprehend this. It has been so long, so much time, wanting to die. Free as we are, all our resources are down here in these ruins. I think perhaps we will stay a while and see who it is we can really be. We must take this as a token of our gratitude. It is from all of us, we three. So long.
Okay, that was a nice little group of quests. We got to free 3 master craftsmen who were being enslaved. Always a nice feeling. And now back to Dalentarth with me. Okay, I'm gonna actually fast travel back to Arden's hut since I have to go in there later anyway. Save and then see what these victory games are all about. Because I got a pass to the victory games a while ago, and I keep forgetting about it. So, consumables all the way down. What? What just happened? The fuck? What? I mean, at this point, I might as well do might. What can I use? There we go. Apparently I have too many skill points. Okay then. Apparently the victory games are a level 50 exclusive thing. I don't think I want to have that active, actually. Fuck. That's gonna be weird. I was not expecting that. And that also allows me to fast travel directly into Mithros. It's probably a good thing I didn't touch that earlier, actually. I would have been even more overpowered, I think. $220. Okay, those are worse than what I have. We're just gonna... One minute? What? What do you mean 1 minute is enough? I mean, that's better technically, but I can just put that away. Perhaps I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Yeah, that's not very good. That's not very good. That is good, but I have better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have taken a lot less time, I guess. Where does it make me go now? Follow the clues in the note. Okay. Forgot about that. This just sends me on a wild goose chase. Okay. Messenger, okay. Levels gained in literally an instant. That... I shouldn't have used that. I messed up by saving. Oh well. Anyway, in here... There's a possibility that this will ask me to go into Mithros at some point. In which case, it'll be a next week problem. I don't think it will, but there's a possibility. As canonically, she did actually come through here. And she did go through Mithros as well. I'm hoping that this just takes me a few places. Isa, okay. Hi. Well, on the bright side, I guess I can hit things with a meteor now. And I think my poison gas is actually even nastier now. %70 chance to spawn a rather disgusting poison cloud. Actually, while I'm here, I may as well dismantle everything I just got from that Victory Games pass. Yeah, I really shouldn't have done that. That's gonna be so annoying. Because I used every single trainer in the game. Really? Okay. Off to Isa! Left and then up to the High King's Court. Isa's always going to be my favorite city in the game. It's just so beautiful. Like, this is the palace. It's small, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Over here. Huh? There's a roof. Well, sort of. Actually, no, you're right. There is no roof. I mean, there's roofs over here. But it does make sense, sort of. More white palms. Why do you have a cave at Danistar? Why does this game let you go back to Danistar? I forgot about that, actually. I have done this quest before. This quest is, specifically for Mithros, and it was actually added in an update. Because when I first played this, or when I first played Mithros, I actually beat the entire DLC and then loaded up the game later to look at some item descriptions, and this quest was in my inventory when it wasn't before. Yeah, anyway, off to Danistar. What the? I'm not even gonna ask what the Bitterfrost is doing here. We're just gonna go for Aylin's hideout. I don't know why she has one here. Actually, probably to meet with us. And kaboom. Perhaps hitting the spiders with a meteor was a tad overkill, but it got the job done. Ah yes, the white palm. I do actually sort of have to give, the new devs credit for this quest. Because the white palm were literally only utilized for one side quest. And, never, or for one small part of the main quest, and then never again. Are you still here, or did you get sucked into the ad void? Still here? Alright. This is what they added for this quest. Something that people had actually been asking for a long time. Aylin's armor. I have to laugh at this because of course people wanted this. It actually has decent defensive stats. And it's specifically used for It's actually really good if you want pure stealth. I personally think that this side quest is hilarious. And it might be a little out of character for Aelin to have her ex go on a quest to find her lingerie. But at the same time, it's kind of amazing. They utilized this throwaway organization in probably the single most hilarious way they possibly could have. Like, they're probably... They were probably actually looking for Aelin. Yeah, that's the ex's outfit. The armor that I just got from that chest is the ex's outfit. People had been wanting... Because I've actually seen entire threads complaining about not being able to dress up your character or the way Aelin is dressed. Because for the most part, the armor in this game is pretty modest for everybody except Aelin Shear. It's practical. But some people wanted more fan service in that regard. So the fact that they added it in this way actually makes me laugh. Anyway... Yeah, we're gonna be heading up to... Yeah, I'm gonna call it here because I don't want to start Fatesworn proper. Fatesworn is a very unusual... That is a topic that should really be started on its own stream. Not when I've got half an hour left on this one. So I'm gonna call it here. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, you can check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day, and I group my runs by playlists so they're easier to find. If you're interested in seeing my announcements, I do post them to Instagram. And if you're interested in seeing my clips in an easier fashion, I post them to TikTok, YouTube, and when it lets me, Instagram. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Tomorrow it's back to Code Vein. Oh, Art Dad, hello! How you doing? Tomorrow it's back to Code Vein. I'll be heading through Ashen Cavern. I'll be starting with some depths maps attempts and then heading into Ashen Cavern. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm even going to beat Ashen Cavern. Ashen Cavern is annoying. But we'll see. Thursday is going to be a little different. So I hit 100 followers recently and have stayed there for a while. So I'm going to be doing, as a sort of community event, a day of Genshin Impact on Thursday. On Thursday, you will be able to use points to redeem challenges that I have to, at the very least, attempt with my Genshin Impact account. Reason I'm doing that and not just starting a playthrough is because I don't want to sit through the Inazuma story quest again. And I don't want to have to deal with some stuff regarding and binding it to PlayStation account. So that's Thursday. Friday, I'll be going back to Hollow Knight Silksong. I'll be attempting that stupid fly. However, the Friday stream might be shorter because there's a possibility of my grandma showing up. We are on the grandma timer on Friday. Or we are possibly on the grandma timer on Friday. I don't trust her not to dox me. I know she wouldn't try to. But she wouldn't think to not call me by my first name. So that really isn't something I want to deal with. And then I'll be back to this run and starting the Fatesworn DLC, heading into Mithros on Monday. The last week of October, I'm going to be doing Chalice Week, where I go through Bloodborne's Chalice dungeons, and anyone who wants to participate in co-op is more than welcome to do so. It's the only event I can really think of for now. Well, aside from Thursday. One moment. Piku's playing Night Rain, so let's go say hi to her. That said, happy time zones, everyone. And I hope you all have an excellent day.